Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Belmont Park here on Saturday. It's the 3rd of October 2020. Gonna look at the stakes races on the program from Belmont, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at Hirsch Racing Kit 5 for more selections for race courses around the world. And remember to go check out my Preakness preview today and tomorrow for my Arc de Triomphe preview from Longchamp. Well, let's get to the stakes action from Belmont. We'll be looking at races 5 through 9. The 5th race from Belmont's the Gallant Handicaps Grade 2 event going for a purse of $150,000. Races for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of 6 horses entered to go the distance of ground of 1,300 meters or the distance of ground of 6.5 furlongs on the main track. 1,300 meters, 6.5 furlongs, main track in the Gallant. My top selection here, I'm going to go take the number 2 horse, Royal Charlotte. We'll go 2-4-5-1 in the superfecta. 2-4-5-1 super. Top selection 2 horse, Royal Charlotte. 4-year-old filly by Cairo Prince. Chad Brown trains. Javier Castellano gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing, first off bench, came the 13th of September at Monmouth. 6 furlongs in the regret. And the horse finished second by 2 1/4 lengths there. It was very wide from mid-pack and just never had the good turn of foot. But it was still a decent effort considered to the race 4 in the vagrancy, where the horse really didn't run a step. 6.5 furlongs, June the 27th here at Belmont. The horse finished 5th by 15 3/4 lengths there, and was very wide under the drive most race, but just wasn't excelling. It was a very subpar race. And then before then, the Harmony Lodge at Belmont, 6 furlongs in the mud on June the 5th. The horse finished second by length, kind of stalked all the way around the race course, just couldn't catch the winner, but it was still a decent effort. And then before then, the Raven Run at Keeneland, 7 furlongs, October the 19th. The horse finished 5th by 3 3/4 lengths there. Didn't break all that well, and again, just couldn't keep up with the horses there. But before then, the Prioress at Saratoga, 3/4. The horse won by 1/2 length. She stalked, she got the lead, and just kept going. That was a very impressive victory. But then she ran the clunker in the test against those better horses. But before then, the victory ride here at Belmont over the 6.5 furlongs. Guess what? She's a course and distance winner, winning by 4 lengths. That was a very good race. She's a little bit, but she is coming to the race a lot better today. Training well, 5-1. Let's give her a shot. So to recap my selection for the 5th from Belmont, it's the Gallant Handicap. Let's take the 2 horse, Royal Charlotte. We'll go 2-4-5-1 in the superfecta. The 6th event from Belmont, it is the Pilgrim Stakes, Grade 2, purse $150,000. Race for 2-year-olds here. We have a field of 8 horses going to the inner turf course. The distance of ground is 1,700 meters, with the distance of ground of 1 mile and 1/16 on that inner turf course. 1,700 meters, 1 mile 16th in the Pilgrim. And I show the diagram, just gives me a second to look down my notes, just bear with me. As a top selection here, I'm going to go with the number 3 horse, Public Sector. We'll go 3-4-8-5 in the superfecta, 3-4-8-5 super. Top selection 3 horse, Public Sector. This 2-year-old colt by Kingman, Chad Brown trains. Javier Castellano gets the mount. The horses and only our outing came the 15th of August, Saratoga, mile 16th on the Melon in a main special weight, 72,000. And the horse won by 2 lengths there, and didn't break that well and was stupidly wide throughout the race, but he kept going. He kept his composure, he quickened up, and he got the job done, earning a 76 buyer. That was very impressive. Coming here to Belmont, where the horse has been training very well on this inner turf course. I think this horse could go a long way. At 5-2, let's take him and single him in the multi-race. I know he's only had 1 start, but that 1 start was very impressive, and just look at those workout patterns when he hit Belmont. They've been getting a lot better than those Saratoga, Oklahoma turf workouts. But to recap those selections for the 6th from Belmont, it's the Grade 2 Pilgrim. Let's take the 3 horse, Public Sector. We'll go 3-4-8-5 in the superfecta. The featured 7th race from Belmont, it is the Joe Hirsch Turf Classic. It's a Grade 1 event going for a purse of $250,000. Races for 3-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of 7 horses heading to the Widener Turf Course. A distance of ground of 2,400 meters, with a distance of ground of 1 mile and 1/2 on the Belmont Widener Turf Course. 2,400 meters, 1 mile and 1/2, rails at 0 feet in the Turf Classic. And this is a good race here. I'm going to go as a top selection with the 4 horse Rock Emperor. We'll go 4-1-3-7 in the superfecta, 4-1-3-7 super. Top selection of 4 horse Rock Emperor, 4-year-old colt by Holy Roman Emperor. Chad Brown trains. Jose Ortiz gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came Churchill, mile 8th in Turf Classic. Where's that back the horse, and he finished 3rd by 3 lengths there. And just couldn't keep up late. He kept up late, just couldn't quicken up to his full potential. But I still thought it was a decent effort. Before that, at Belmont, 1.25 in Manhattan, he finished second by a neck again. He just got caught by the wire by and still regarded the stalemate, but he still ran his heart out there. And then before that, in the Whittingham at Santa Anita, 1.25 in May, he finished second by a nose, but was placed 3rd through disqualification because he kind of came out a little bit. Should he be DQ'd? More is to be revealed, but, it was a weird race there. But before that, had a very good place in the Muniz Memorial, and then his races as as a 3-year-old at Saratoga and Belmont. Those races, the Belmont race was very good, the Saratoga race was very subpar, but he gets the mile and a half for the first time, which I think he should really like, and he's been training well. 2-1, let's use him. Salvador's Joy is becoming, he's having a renaissance in his career again. He's been running these decent races as of recently, won the Bowling Green very nicely, a very good place in the Manhattan, and a very good place in the Tiller, and a very good place in the McDermott. His races since last year, since the Red Smith, he's been running these decent numbers again, and if the ground shows up firm, which hopefully it will, I think at 7-2, you might see the old man who finally win on this turf course again. He's 12-1 on this turf course, and he has one running style coming from behind, but I think today might be a good shot for him, so let's use him there on the multis. But to recap my selection for the 7 from Belmont, it's the Joe Hirsch Turf Classic. Let's take this 4-horse Rock Emperor as a top selection. Also give kudos to the 1-horse Sadler Joy. We'll go 4-1-3-7 in the superfecta, 4-1 in the multi-race. The 8th race from Belmont is the Kelso Handicap. It's Grade 2 event going for a purse of $150,000, race for 3-year-olds and upwards. 5 horses are going the distance of ground of 1,600 meters, or the distance of ground of 1 mile on the Belmont main track. 1,600 meters, a mile here in the Kelso. And I always remember this race being run on the turf years ago, but then they moved it to the main track when they had that Breeze Cup Dirt Mile created to run it as a prep race. Now what is your big mile race on the turf for the fall meet at Belmont, or for that middle distance, whatever they call it? Is it the Knickerbocker now, I guess? It's there's not a good mile race. But my top selection here in the Kelso, I'm gonna go with the 4-horse Complexity. We'll go 4-5-3-2 in the superfecta, 4-5-3-2 super. Top selection of 4-horse Complexity. This 4-year-old colt by McLean's Music, Chad Brown trains. Jose Ortiz gets them out. The horse's most recent outing came the 4-go at Saratoga, 7 furlongs, August 29th, and the horse finished second by half length. Then he ran a terrific race. He was on the front end. He had the lead, looked like he was going to get the victory, but then win, just came out of nowhere to win. And I think, and that was an understatement, because he just really ran his heart out. Sadly, he was retired this past week with a tendon injury, but this horse, he ran his heart out, coming back here a mile trip, hopefully slowing it down. I think he could win. 2 back in Optional 80 at Belmont, 1 mile July the 2nd. He won by 2 1/4 lengths there. A stupidly wide poster. He didn't break that well and was a little bit wide, but he got the job done, beating Win, who went on to beat him in the 4-go there. And then before that, in the Malibu at Santa Anita, 7 furlongs, finished 4th by 9 3/4 lengths there, and he just hit the wall there. Couldn't keep up with the horses. And then at Aqueduct race, he should have been a very heavy favorite, which he wasn't. He was second choice at just over 2-1. And Optional 6-2 at Aqueduct, 7 furlongs, November the 20th. He won by 7 1/4 lengths, and I had a lot of money on him that day. And he just kept going. That was still a very easy race. And then you could throw out the Woody Stevens. They brought him back too quickly there, and he just kind of hit the wall. And then he just couldn't keep up around 2 turns in the at Churchill in the Brewers Cup in 2018. But he's a 1-turn horse. He's been training well. 3-2. Let's use him. Your second likeliest winner, you have to use 5-horse Code of Honor, cutting back and trip. But to recount my selection for the 8th from Belmont, it is the Kelso Handicap. Let's use the 4-horse Complexity. Also give kudos to the 5-horse Code of Honor. We'll go 4-5-3-2 in the superfecta, 4-5 in the multi-race. The 9th race from Belmont, it's the co-featured Belmont Derby Invitational, Grade 1 purse, $250,000, race for 3-year-olds here. We have 9 of them heading to the inner turf course, the distance of ground of 2,000 meters, or the distance of ground of 1.25 miles on the Belmont inner turf course. 2,000 meters, 1.25 miles. My top selection here, we're going to go with the number 1 horse, No Word. We'll go 1-4-2-6 in the superfecta, 1-4-2-6 super. Top selection, 1 horse, No Word. 3-year-old colt by Silent Name. Tom Pletcher trains. Jose Ortiz gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came the Saratoga Derby at Saratoga, mile 3/16, August 15th, and the horse finished 3rd by a half length there. And he just kind of stalked all the way around the race course. He had a little bit of a turn of foot. I thought he ran decently. Coming back to Belmont, a 1.25 mile trip, I think he could really run a good race. 2 back at Belmont, mile 8th, inner turf course, Optional 80. He won by a neck, and he stalked. He got the lead, and he just really, he quickened up nicely. There was nothing bad about that run. Like I said, longer trip today it should suit him well. He's running here a 1.25 mile at Belmont in the past. That came in allowance race 66,000, June the 11th, facing older horses for the only time in his career. He finished 3rd by 1 3/4 lengths, and he sat back early, if not the best beginnings, but he was mowing them down late. This inner turf course place towards horses sitting on the front end. For him coming from behind, I thought it was a decent effort. He's been really improving as of recently. He's been training well. 9-2, let's use him. So to recount my selection for the 9th from Belmont, it's the grade 1 $250,000 Belmont Derby. Let's use the one horse, No Word. We'll go 1-4-2-6 in the superfecta. So good luck to all. Please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5. Good luck, everybody.